they say in New Zealand, if you leave land for 10 years, it returns to bush. And that's kind of what's happened here. Once upon a time, this would have been a native forest with giant trees with huge trunks, and that would have been cleared and burnt down as farmers came in and used the land. But now it's been left for a time, and the trees are all coming back. So the first species to come are kanuka and manuka. Both were called tea tree by the European settlers, and so that's one of the names for them. But one of the things about them is that they fall down. They don't last forever. They fall down and then they rot on the floor, and that creates the base for the native forest to come back and bigger trees to start arriving. So these are hit the sort of end of their life cycle close to. And so quite often you get a storm, one of them will come down. So every now and again I'm just coming into the wood and I cut one up, take it back, and I've got some firewood. Beautiful down here. I don't know if you can see it, but just over my shoulder here, there's a bird. There it is, a little fantail. They get so close. When you walk along, you disturb the ground, and then little fleas and bugs come up. And these, it's incredible. These, they're so close. These come and they eat the little bugs, and so they don't mind getting close to you. It's amazing. Most of the trees you see behind me are kanuka. They're reaching the end of their lives, and a lot of them are going to fall reasonably soon. You can tell by, like, some of them have no green on the ends at all. They've usually rotted out down the bottom, and those will fall pretty soon. I think that the wind direction is this way, so most likely they're going to fall down the hill and they're not going to fall on the bus or the structure. But just to be safe, I think I'm going to, the ones that have totally rotted out, I think I'm going to try and chop them down and get them to fall this way, so I can use them as firewood. I don't want them to fall down the hill, and I definitely don't want them to fall that way and hit the structure or the bus. Give it a go. I just used the pole saw there to get rid of a couple of the bigger branches, mainly because I don't have much experience of cutting down trees, so I'd rather there was just less wood and less weight involved. Now I've got rid of those branches, that last trunk I'm going to send down that way. There's a couple of trees either side, which works for me. They're going to act like stabilizers, I guess, so if I get it wrong it should fall roughly in between those two trees and it won't cause too much damage. Or cause any damage. It won't cause any damage, that's the plan. Give it a bash. That was meant to fall in between these two trees, not on the tree. Still, it's all right. If you're watching this as a how-to guide of how to cut down trees, change channel now. This might seem slightly ridiculous, I don't know. It's actually a really nice little seat. It's got a great view. We don't have a lot of things like chairs. In fact, we don't have anything, but, well, we do. They're just in the container and it's just too difficult to get them out. So something like this is actually fairly useful, just to sit down in the morning and drink a coffee and look out at the view. So I'll probably end up using this. This is a good little seat and it's free. That's already a pretty decent amount. Most of it's too big. I'll need to borrow an axe or a hatchet or something just to break it up to get it in the stove. But some of the branches and stuff, that'll work perfectly. It's only a small stove, but that's about right size, so all the branches, I'll stack them up under the bus. I didn't plant this nectarine tree behind me here. It was already here when we bought the land. It was covered in fruit this year and it all got destroyed by some sort of pest. I think it was passion vine hopper. I'm going to try and remedy that. I think when you get a weak tree, bugs are attracted to it, you get more problems. So if I can make that tree a bit healthier, should give us more nectarines in better condition for next year. Alright, that's all the grass out of the way. There's a lot of onion grass around the tree. I'm not sure if that's beneficial, so got rid of it. And now I'm not going to terrace it entirely, but I'm just going to get rid of some of the soil from the top of the slope. Just cut in two level-ish areas here, and I'm now going to plant in some comfrey and lavender. The point of the comfrey is it has deep roots, brings up nitrogen from the soil, and then you can just cut it off occasionally and drop it on here and it creates its own sort of mulch, so that's useful. And the lavender, I've read, keeps away passion vine hoppers, and those little things, or I don't know if they ate it, but they laid eggs or whatever, they ruined all of the nectarines this year, so hopefully with a bit of lavender that might keep them away. Got my fingers crossed. you've got a better idea, write it in the comments, because I'm not convinced about that, but I'm going to try it anyway. All I need to do now is just put a bit of cardboard down to suppress the grass, chuck a bit of mulch on, and I'm done.